what's up, everybody? So thankful that you're tuning in right now to see the most incredible Feeding South Florida Community Kitchen. My name is Ralph PAGANO, and I am joined by my dear friend, Mr. Randy Fisher. Randy, so good to see you.
Ralph, great to see you, and great to see you in so much orange. You look like you popped right out of the logo, my friend.
I like to think I'm nothing but thematic, Randy, right? So that's how it goes.
You nailed it.
Why we're here, and we're talking about themes, the theme of today is charity, right? Let's talk about the sponsors for a second. You know who they all are,
They
don't you?
are great sponsors that help make this happen. I'd like to mention specifically Mayors, Publix, and Publix Charities. Thank you so much for your support and for helping us get this kitchen open.
It's amazing, and Mayors, they're in the jewelry business, right?
They are.
Well, and if you look behind me, to a chef, well, to a normal person, you might want diamond rings and bracelets, but to a chef, that Alto Sham back there and those Swiss braises is what I'm all about. I'm super excited to check out this kitchen. How about you?
Incredible. And Publix is in the food business, and this is all about feeding hungry people. What they built here with the compassion and their vision is incredible. And we're going to get to see it all today. And we have 3 of South Florida's most incredible chefs to do that first inaugural cook in the community kitchen.
Let's go check it out. Wow, what an amazing kitchen. That is something else. This is something to behold. What do you think?
Unbelievably impressive and incredible that you got this together in the amount of time that it took. Paco, congratulations to you and your entire staff. Really impressive.
Thank you guys very much.
Now this is awesome. We are joined with you, Paco Velez. You're the CEO, you're the man in charge, the guy who put this all together. Tell me all about it. How's this happen?
So you guys saw the kitchen, right? It's an amazing kitchen. It doesn't happen by itself. We had some great advocates at the state level. We had, at the time, Representative David Richardson. We also had Senator Oscar Braynon, that sponsored a bill to help build this kitchen out. We got $1 million from the state through the Department of Agriculture and an additional funding from local and private donors to make sure that we can build this kitchen out as you saw it during your tour.
My name is ROBYN Hankerson, and I'm the Community Relations Manager for Publix Supermarkets Miami Division. First and foremost, we want to congratulate Feeding South Florida on the opening of your community kitchen. As a food retailer, Publix is committed to alleviating hunger, and Feeding South Florida has been an extraordinary partner in this mission. Through our perishable recovery program, Publix donates food items to Feeding South Florida on a daily basis. In addition, Publix Supermarket Charities' monetary contributions play a great role in helping feed those in need. We are proud of Feeding South Florida's unwavering commitment to addressing food insecurity in our community.
This kitchen represents a lot of things to a lot of people in South Florida. Not only is it a production kitchen, you see a lot of activity going on back there, but massive equipment here on the front. Production kitchen for children, for seniors, during disaster response. It's also a kitchen to train people. We want to make sure that we're providing culinary training, food service industry skills for folks that are wanting to be more marketable in the workforce, going into that workforce ready and able to serve.
Feeding South Florida is incredibly excited to open our community kitchen. This has been an 8-year vision in the making. It's not just designed to provide food for families, it's meant to provide hope. Our tagline is changing lives one meal at a time, and this kitchen could not make that more true. The whole purpose of this kitchen is to help break the cycle of hunger and poverty. Feeding South Florida doesn't just believe in feeding the line, we also believe in ending the line. We do that through job training, workforce development, and a strong economy. A strong economy starts by putting people to work, and this kitchen will not only help provide people with the skills necessary to work in their communities, it will also make sure that they have the ability to open an incubator kitchen, have access to commercial equipment if they so choose to start their own business, and it will also provide revenue-generating opportunity for Feeding South Florida.
I'm CHRISSY, and I want to talk to you about these Alto Shams. These are amazing ovens. So Not only do they, bake and cook, they proof, they cook with a combination of steam and convection heat. They also smoke, they also preserve, and they dehydrate. So our plan is when we get large batches of produce, maybe a trailer load of apples, then not only do we give people fresh apples, but we can make apple chips, we can preserve and make shelf-stable applesauce. So there's lots of different ways these ovens can be used. They're really designed for a very busy kitchen. The handles light up, they turn blue, so if you're working at a distance, it's a very large kitchen. Sometimes people, if all the buzzers go off, it gets confusing. So the handles will light up. The handles are also made where you can just bop them with your arm and they'll pop open. They have mechanisms here where we can clean them, we can add water if we need to. A great labor-saving thing too is we can load these with, like, say, dry pans of rice, and then I can fill them with water right here and put it in rather than have to lug and carry all the rice to the oven. So a lot of the equipment needs to be very user-friendly. So with this digital display, if I tell you set it for broccoli, you just need to hit the picture of broccoli. Then the oven will start going into its process from there. We can also set it up for custom recipes. So if we decide, you can see it's telling us what it's doing, but we can also go into this screen and we can program in our own custom recipes. So say we're making a Feeding South Florida item that we use on a regular basis, we can set the oven up to remember the recipe every single time.
All right, so I really have a privilege here to be able to introduce our chef, Lindsay Autry. I've known Lindsay for many, many years. She's a superstar in South Florida's culinary scene, and she's putting out some incredible food from her restaurant in Palm Beach. Lindsay, first of all, welcome, thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit about your restaurant and what you're involved with on a daily basis.
Yeah, so my restaurant is called The Regional, and it's located in West Palm. And I'm the executive chef and partner there. And we're coming up on 4 years, which in restaurant years seems like a lifetime. And we serve American kind of classic cuisine with an influence of local ingredients and Southern touches.
Great, and I know that you are famous for wrapping your soul and your love and your passion for the game into all of your food, and that's what makes your dining experience so special. Taking that experience and walking into a facility like this today, tell me what this means to you to be able to be the inaugural cook in this community kitchen, and then just what the concept of this kitchen means to you as it serves tens of thousands of people in the coming years.
Yeah, so I mean, I've lived in the Palm Beach area now for 11 years, and I've always been a part of the food insecurity movement. And this is incredible. I mean, we do so much of the fundraising on our end as chefs in our restaurants and different types of community outreach. But this really gives us the opportunity to actually put boots on the ground now. And this kitchen is incredible. I mean, I'll come and cook here anytime.
I am super happy to be here standing next to a longtime friend and somebody who I have great respect for in the food community here in South Florida, Chef TIMON BALLOO. Chef, good to see you, my friend.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
This is a really special day for all of South Florida, and I know for you to be able to be in this kitchen for the inaugural cook to walk us through some great recipes must really resonate with your background and what you know about food insecurity. Tell us a little bit about what you think about when you walk into a facility like this.
Well, just entering the space and seeing the magnitude of resources, it's just very heartwarming to know that people have heard the call to action and they've helped, and the resources have come to the right place to take action and get to the community, because everything that you're about to see today, from the facilities that we have to produce food, donation center, it's just really great to see, and you know it's going to a great place and it's going to get to our community. So it's very heartwarming and a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, one of the things I mentioned to a chef earlier was the fact that not only are they producing great food and is it a great resource, but it's also going to be a great teaching kitchen and a place to really help young chefs or people who are aspiring to get in the industry to maybe sharpen some skills and then to take the next move. For you, when you were first starting out, if you had a facility like this, how important do you think it would have played in your role?
Well, I think what you see is, from driving on the street and seeing the big Feeding South Florida trucks passing by, it resonates with the consciousness to, the impact of food insecurity. Our job as stewards of, food and to get it to the right people, for people to be conscious that there are people out there that don't have food, that are going to bed at night starving, and that there is help out there. And that's the biggest thing I think it resonates with me.
Well, right now I couldn't be happier. I am joined with one of my dear friends, the godfather of this whole joint, the man who started it all, as far as I'm concerned, Chef Alan Sussa. Chef, this is great to be here. You're fantastic.
Ralph, it's a pleasure to be here with you, Feeding South Florida.
You know, Chef, you've been involved with Feeding South Florida for, correct me, I think 25 years?
Well, a couple of years longer than that, but yeah.
Okay. I was trying to be kind, all right? But in this whole time, what have you seen the growth of Feeding South Florida and the whole piece of the organization, the amazingness of it all?
Well, you know, Feeding South Florida, I started from its very beginnings as a small warehouse, kind of helping the community. And it's still that at heart. It's a small group of people that are really helping the community, but the facility has grown, the access to the ingredients, the access to food, the volume of food is awesome. But the crazy thing is, it's needed. It's needed here in South Florida to help people, to help in such a bad time, economic time, pandemic time. I mean, this is really a problem, and having Feeding South Florida here to help us, it's amazing with great leadership and great people on the team.
Yeah, the volume size that this kitchen can produce is quite amazing. So I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to whatever it is you're making today, because I'm a little hungry right now.
Oh, well, interestingly enough, we're going to take a regular distribution box, and that's kind of what we're making. So from the distribution box with the types of fruits, vegetables, chicken, proteins, and we're each going to work together to do some great stuff.
I'm looking forward to it in the hands of masters here at the South Feeding South Florida Community Kitchen. Amazing.
So in front of me, we have a standard food box that Feeding South Florida distributes. Not only do we have our mass distributions that folks have seen around the 4-county area called drive-through distributions, but we have a network of over 300 different partner agencies that distribute food, and we also have our home delivery program across the 4-county area. So this is a typical food box that we distribute, not only from Feeding South Florida, but also our network of partner agencies. We have a gallon of milk. We have a whole chicken that goes out. We have some canned products or some dry products. And the great thing about this box is that we have a lot of healthy, fresh produce that we distribute to our families to ensure that they're getting all the healthy nutrition that they need. So this is a typical food box for our families. We also have them choose what they want to eat, but for the most part, this is what we've combined in a food box. So one of the challenges that our families face is, what do we do? How can we prepare this food in a healthy way that will provide that nutrition for our families? And how long will this food last? So can this food last a little bit longer than 1 day, 2 days, 3 days? What can we do with this food?
So the distribution of this food, as someone picks this up, it's meant to last, how many days is it meant to last? Is this like a week's worth of produce and proteins?
So depending on the household size, we want this food box to last about a week for our families. So how can we portion out this food using healthy guidelines in order to help that food go for the entire week?
Great. Well, I'm glad to be here with my fellow chefs to kind of talk about this food box, because this is what so many South Floridians are getting. And kind of how do we manage that? How do they unwrap this and how they approach it? Because they can't eat it all at once. And so kind of taking some of this, I think, is really important to say, like, okay, we can take a chicken, and how many ways can we use that chicken? And kind of use it from fresh cooked to leftovers to something like that, to kind of create the best utility, as well as getting the great tasting food. And so having my team here, our team together, it's not my team, it's our team together, I think what we're going to do is take this and create some delicious dishes for you.
So we've conveniently prepared a whiteboard here for you guys to kind of portion out a menu and see what we can do with this great product.
And magically, I am here right now, and I have to tell you, the chefs and this box are going to create some magic right now. Chefs, Oh, you've seen the ingredients are in the box. We all know a little bit about some competition cooking under our belts and how to do it. This one is more exhibition than competition, which I happen to excel at, by the way. Lindsay, tell me what, it seems like you've got the pen. Tell me what's up for grabs here in the community kitchen.
Well, I think one thing is that we have a whole chicken, right? So I think there's several ways that we can cross-utilize that into various things throughout the week. So I think we can start there. So any ideas?
Yeah, well, how about if we take a whole chicken, because I think that's really the best economy of this. And so that I can take it and break it down into chicken wings, chicken legs, chicken thighs, and chicken breast. Okay, so we're gonna cut it into 8 parts and then kind of get each of you guys to cook one of them for this so that we kind of can think of how to use it. And then stemming from there, how do we kind of cook something that on the next day we might be able to use as a leftover or an additional way of cooking.
And I think I'm gonna take chef's thighs or legs or something, and
You're gonna grab Alan's thigh.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab
And you're gonna do a curry.
Yeah, I think, you know what, I'll do a curry. I'll take that and whip up a curry.
Okay.
So you know, it's interesting because curry we may think as being something foreign, but curry is your home territory, and a lot of South Floridians eat curry on a regular basis, not an exotic restaurant food. This is home cooking.
Yeah, completely, and just the use of all the ingredients and finding a vehicle. So a curry is a great dish to add anything seasonal or just leftover scraps. And again, I saw a lot of tomatoes, peppers. There's a lot of healthy ingredients in here, and we're gonna throw it in. You probably do a one pot wonder, call it a day.
I love it. How about you, Chef? What are you thinking about making?
So I'm gonna take the breasts and kind of roast them, season them. Fennel seed, some lemon, some garlic, olive oil, fresh herbs. I love that really clean sort of cooking. And to that, I'm gonna roast some apples. I think apples, every week, there's always apples in this. So I'm gonna roast some apples with kale, quinoa, along with some peppers and some other vegetables, and kind of roast the apple and quinoa salad hot to go with the chicken breast.
Sounds fantastic, delicious, and nutritious.
Incredible. He just thought about that like in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He has the
That's
the
why
advantage.
he's Chef Alan.
He has the advantage of experience. Lindsay, how about you? What are you gonna do?
So I also saw that there was some grilled, pre-cooked chicken breast in there. So instead of just using that to heat up and eat with other things, I'm gonna marinate that a little bit and use all these different vegetables. There were also some eggs that I think we could do a few things with. So I'm gonna do kind of a weeknight Cobb salad.
Nice.
And use that pre-cooked breast and show you how to make that taste delicious even though it's already cooked for you.
Chicken escapade. My wife's gonna love this Cobb salad game. This is
exactly.
fantastic. We got a lot of Cobb salads in the Pagano household.
Yeah.
All right.
So, so I think we've found a good use for all the chicken.
And the egg.
And the eggs. So for the eggs, I'm going to use that in there, and then I'm also going to show people how to boil a hard-boiled egg. I think a lot of times people are a little bit intimidated by that. For us, we take it for granted because we know how to boil an egg, but some people, overcook it very easily where it turns kind of green. And I think that just showing people how to properly boil an egg so that you can use it in something like a Cobb salad. We can also, I'm going to show them how to make a quick egg salad that you can put on toast. And then I guess I'll be the egg queen.
Can you devil me an egg too? You're kind of Southern, aren't you?
A little bit.
Yeah, come on. This is great. 4 chefs, 4 eggs. I'm so excited.
So with the eggs too, because I guess I'll be the egg queen, I'm also going to do a shakshuka because...
Talking my language now.
Yeah.
Habibi.
So I saw a good amount of tomatoes, and I think a lot of times you get fresh tomatoes and there's only so many salads or only so many ways fresh that you can make them. So I'm going to show you how to make a tomato sauce using the fresh tomatoes and grating it kind of like the Spanish technique. And I'll use some of those spices some of the kale, and some garbanzo beans that I saw in the box as well.
This is screaming my name all over it. I'm super excited to be here.
And then I'm going to also use the wings. You know, we got to use wings, and so that the wings I'm going to do kind of a hot honey barbecue sauce on it, kind of homemade, really simple, and then serve that with a watermelon avocado salad. It's summertime,
Come
so
on, baby.
you need
This is
something
it.
refreshing and delicious. Lots of colors and textures.
This kitchen is getting broken in the right way, boy. I am again just happy to be here. So what do we got to do to get this party started? After we're done with, there's going to be rice happening too?
Yeah, I think that we saw some rice in there, so
I think I'm
um,
going to take some rice and cook it with my curry, and then show everyone easy leftover fried rice. If you have some rice left over, we're going to take a little bit of everyone's. I'm gonna let them do all the work and walk around, and if whatever they have extra, it's going in the fried rice.
Oh, you really are a chef.
There you go.
Very
The
nice.
art of delegating is a very important art.
You know it.
That's it. Well, this sounds great.
Well, this is super exciting, man. I am just thrilled to be watching all these chefs do their thing. You watched it happen in real time right now. Let's get in the kitchen, make it work. On delay.
As we grow this city, more and more people need resources, and government can't do everything, but that's why we're so lucky to have partnerships with Feeding South Florida to make sure that resources are there for the people.
You know, Feeding South Florida in general has been something that I've always been working to help get the resources that they need, because they help those that need that lift up sometimes. And so this was just another step in helping them to do what their mission is. And so I was happy to do whatever I can to help them help other people.
These kitchens are so important because they provide a resource for our community, and not just the immediate community, but a regional community to assist when we need meals provided for families in times of emergencies, such as we're experiencing right now with the COVID virus.
It's such a relief to have Feeding South Florida here in Boynton Beach, because whenever there's sort of a food scarcity, I know that all I have to do is call Paco and food will be delivered.
So one of the things that I love about Feeding South Florida isn't that it's not just that you're alleviating hunger, but you're also working to end that cycle. With this kitchen, you'll be training so many people to have new careers that's going to ultimately help to alleviate and reduce the overall cycle of hunger.
Here in Florida, we live with the threat of hurricanes all the time, so this kitchen will be a vital resource in times of emergencies when we have a hurricane hit and we need to get meals served to people immediately. It's great, it's a secure building here, and it'll be a valuable resource for our community, and I'm glad I was able to support it.
When I'm out in the field with Feeding South Florida and we're doing the food distributions, it is just one of the greatest feelings, because you know, sometimes these people don't know where their next meal is coming from, and they're so happy and grateful that myself, along with Feeding South Florida, has stepped up and decided to try to help them get through the next week. And the unfortunate thing is, I've been to a lot of these and the lines are very long. So there's a need out there. So Feeding South Florida is in some ways doing God's work right now.
Feeding South Florida has been with us in the city before COVID, during COVID, and I know they will be with us past COVID. So thank you.
Okay, I'm here with Ground Zero with Chef Allen and the chicken. Chicken to China, the Chinese chicken. What are you doing here, sir?
You know what? We're going to take the chicken apart, leg by wing, piece by piece.
Like it owes you money.
Exactly. We're going to get the most economic and the most flavor out of this chicken, and which is going to be good.
So look, let's talk to the serious part, right? We're chefs, we cook for people, right? You got a 4-pound bird here right now, right?
Oh, look at this guy.
That's a big eating bird.
That's a big eating bird.
You're going to break down the legs, the thighs, the wings, the breast, and you're still going to have the whole cage left over when that's all said and done too, right? The
so
backbone.
We can still make a soup.
Right, still make a soup, make a stock, the whole piece of the puzzle. You know, you can feed a family of 4 off that bird 3 meals at least.
Well, that's what we need to do.
Right.
You know, so that's the whole idea. So that's why I'm going to take it and roast it. You know, we're going to roast the breast on one. I'm going to do the wings on something else. Timon's going to take the legs and the thighs, and he's going to make curry and do some things. So I just think it's a wonderful thing to be able to understand how to get a great economy. Because if you go to the store, or if you get just chicken breasts, or you're buying chicken fillets, you're losing all the value of the chicken. There is so much more to it. There's so much more flavor, so many more integral parts that you should use. Okay, so taking the chicken, what I like to do is kind of first cut down on the wings. So gonna get in there. Okay, and then I'm gonna take it on the backbone. Okay.
Right down the back?
Just right down the back, and then take it down.
You're pretty handy with that knife, Chef.
On the other, okay? Then what we do is we take a little bit of scrap to it, break that in half, okay? And then we've got a half chicken. Take the wings off and the leg.
That's a big bird.
Get through the thighs. Gonna come back to here again. Okay, so here you got 2 thighs, 2 legs there. And then look at the size of that. So
look at that breast.
So that actually I'm going to take it and cut through again. So we've got some really good volume of chicken that we're all going to cook with.
Look at this. You got 10 pieces of chicken coming out of that bird. 4 over here, 6 over there.
Exactly.
You're a master with the blade, Chef.
It's great. All right. Thank you.
Good stuff.
All right, let's get started.
I have some peppers here. They have everything from Scotch bonnet peppers, as well as seasonal ingredients. Look at these beautiful green beans, beautiful asparagus, fresh herbs, some cilantro, and corn, summer corn. We're gonna shuck some of this corn, and we're gonna make a beautiful curry with all of these ingredients, and then we'll chop whatever we have left over, use some of the leftover eggs from Chef Lindsay, and make a fried rice on day 2.
It's great to have chef friends, Chef.
It's always, it works out.
All right, we'll let you get to work and looking forward to what you create.
Thank you so much.
Simone.
The proper way to boil an egg is we're gonna start with the eggs and I gently put them in a pot raw. And then we're gonna pour, we're gonna do cold water, about 1 inch or 2 over. And you wanna make sure that you have enough room in the pot for all of your eggs. So if you're doing more than 4 or 5, then you wanna go wider.
So they should never be on top of one another.
Yeah, no, they should just layer on the bottom. So I'm gonna go get some water and then get over to the stove.
Okay, great. We'll see you over there.
And so we're gonna wait for this to come up to a rolling boil. And as soon as it does, we're gonna turn the heat off, put a lid right on top, and we're gonna set a timer for 12 minutes.
12-minute egg.
And then as soon as the 12 minutes is up, we're gonna run it under cold water to stop the cooking. If you were trying to do a soft-boiled egg, then you only do it for about 4 minutes. If you want something that's a little firm but has that kind of jammy inside, you wanna do about 7 minutes. But 12 minutes gives you a perfectly boiled egg that you can then turn into egg salad or deviled eggs, but that's hard boiled.
4, 7, 12, a half an inch of water over, cold eggs, cold water. Seems simple.
You got it.
Thank you, Lindsay.
All right.
I mean, I love thighs. I love dark meat. I think it's some of the most flavorful. But look, one thing you could do is use all your bones. Even though there was some great chicken stock in there, I think it's great to just utilize the bones and make your own homemade chicken stock. So
that's the piece, right? You're always developing flavor. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, pinch of that, a little bit more.
That is the key. You have these beautiful thighs. You can do whatever you want with them. We'll trim some of the fat. And you could either leave them like this and pan sear them and you get some beautiful crispy skin, which I'm going to do. And listen, I think I'm going to take a little bit more and dice it up, and I'll use that for the next day's meal for the fried rice.
For the fried rice for the fold-in?
Yeah.
I like that. You see, you know, what people don't understand, or maybe you do, how simple, you know, deboning, as we say, breaking down a chicken or a piece of meat is, right? Really, you need a sharp knife, but not a big, long knife, you know, a boning knife, right? One that you can get in there, right?
Yep.
And follow the bone, right? And follow the seam, you know, that Mother Nature gave you.
Exactly. And it's a really easy thing to do.
All right, a little kale will do you good. Tell me what's going on.
So I'm just getting the rest of my vegetables together for the shakshuka. While I was waiting on the eggs to come to a boil, thank you.
You're welcome.
I went ahead and blanched some green beans for our Cobb salad. I saw those and thought that was a nice, fun vegetable to add to that. So yeah, I'm just getting everything finished up for the shakshuka. So I've got some chopped garlic, I've got some onion, a couple different types of bell peppers, a little bit of jalapenos for heat, and then I see where it went.
And you grate those tomatoes. I saw you doing that, right? Yeah, let's see that.
Yeah, so I grated all that. That was about 4 tomatoes. And, you know, sometimes tomatoes can be a little mealy and they're not the best to eat raw, you know?
Sure.
So this is a great way to make a fresh tomato sauce without having to go through the process of, as a chef term, concasse, where you have to peel it and all of that, take the seeds out.
Concasse. The peeling, blanching, and cooling of a tomato, removing of the seeds and the skin. Concasse.
Yes. Perfect. Yeah, so I'm about to get all this together and start making the shakshuka.
Awesome. All right, we got tomato concasse definition. We got shakshuka happening. We got eggs boiling. Beans are blanched. Okra's about to get slimy.
Boom. Chef Allen, what do we got going on here?
Good, so I deboned the chicken so that we're gonna make the soup out of the bones. And I've got some fresh herbs, fennel seed.
That smells good.
As well as rosemary on the chicken, a little salt and pepper.
And how long will you let that sit? What's ideal?
Well, any amount of time is good, but since we're kind of on a time crunch, this I would normally leave for about 30 minutes, but we're gonna put it in the oven now.
Great, okay.
And that's one of the things as a chef, what you want to do is whatever's going to take the longest goes in first. So we're going to put the breast into the oven.
Here's your 385 oven. Super fragrant.
Exactly, yeah.
Beautiful.
And then I'm going to work on the chicken wings over here.
Got curry powder, mustard seed, ginger. The other chefs have things like onion, garlic powder. So I just wanted to build my curry. And what I wanted to do was actually, you could toast these seeds, but I'm just gonna do it quick.
And Chef, the concept of curry, it's not that it's a spice, but it's an amalgamation of spices.
Exactly, right? It's more so like I would say an ethnic style stew. You know, derived from India, traveled all over Southeast Asia to the West Indies, the New Americas. So you see all these, you know, representations of a curry, whether it's in Southeast Asia with coconut milk or in India and the West Indies just with, you know, meats and vegetables in a stew. Right. What I love is a little mustard seed. No problem. Give me a dash. Okay. There you go. So here I'm just really taking this, the things that would be in this mustard powder and kicking it up.
Gotcha, okay.
So I added some mustard seed. Chef Lindsay gave me some cumin. I'm gonna use the actual curry powder because there's turmeric in there. There's some ginger. I like to put a little ginger. A little coriander or cilantro seed.
It's incredible when you invest in some of these spices. They have great shelf stabilization. They're always there, and what you can do when you start building your flavors with them, super impressive.
So I basically mix those all together. You can toast them, definitely, I would recommend. But I just want to show you in the mortar and pestle how easy it is to make your own curry paste.
Smells so good. I wish you could smell this.
I made some more here. I'm gonna box this up and take it home. So thank you, Feeding South Florida.
We feed
And
all
you know what? I'm
kinds.
actually going to mix the two together. And like I said, you can either toast the seeds in the beginning, but you're going to see I'm actually going to bloom this in my oil as I build my curry together.
Oh, nice.
So the chicken wings, I'm going to take in a different direction. This I'm going to just move aside
Finish
for a
with that?
moment.
Yeah, let me get this out of your way here.
Put over there, that's all.
There we go.
And here I'm going to make...
Oh, you got a nice spice profile here.
a little bit of a mixture for the chicken wings. So.
I'm seeing salt, I'm seeing acid, I'm seeing
Yeah.
hot.
So we're going to make a hot honey for it in a few minutes. But I got a little bit of chili powder to season the wings. Chili powder, a little paprika, which is always nice. Adds some sweetness to it.
Right.
Okay, and then love some cinnamon when I do kind of a wing. So just a little bit of aromatics.
Pantry items that you'd have, and
yeah, exactly.
Nice, shelf stable enough to buy them and have them around for a while.
So onion powder and garlic powder in here.
Okay, so Chef is building all those flavors with these incredible spices.
Exactly.
As you can see, he's got salt, sweet, hot, all kinds.
Okay, and so we're just going to mix that up. Get a little bit of salt into
Hit it
that.
with some salt.
And some pepper.
Everybody's favorite ingredient.
Well, you need a little salt to bring out the flavors. And fresh ground pepper, which is really nice.
Beautiful.
Okay, and then the wings are going to go into this.
And no need for any egg wash or anything like that, right?
No, here, watch.
Okay.
And these are the wings, so they're going to
Getting
get some
comfy
nice...
with that flavor, wow.
Yep.
Mix it right up. All that goodness that he just mixed in the bowl, getting soaked right into those chicken wings.
Exactly. So then this I'm going to take and put into the pan. I'm going to do a little bit of olive oil on this.
These are also going into the oven, right, Chef?
Yeah, no, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to use this. I've got something a little hotter. So I've got a pan preheating in the oven. Watch this.
All right, so Chef is removing a preheated pan from the oven, coming through with hot. And dousing it with some olive oil. Nice, wow. Well, she's smoking now. Drop those babies right in there.
Okay, so it's like pan frying, but it's going to be in the oven. So
right. Healthier and delicious. Those cast iron skillets are the wonder of a kitchen.
Exactly.
Incredible what you can do with
put
those.
a little bit more coating there and going to go in. They're hot, so you
Coming
just got to
through.
be careful.
All right. And into these beautiful brand new ovens. Find yourself working faster than normal, or is this
Right now?
Yeah, I mean, is this
Yeah,
relaxing for you? Or
You know,
is this,
I think it's
up tempo?
I think it's nice to be in a space where it's so humble and giving. So I think as chefs, we are also very much community supporters and activists in our many right, where we support many of these same causes. So I think we get invigorated. It's nice and inspiring to be amongst like-minded people, helping and giving. So that's one of the most nurturing things we can do. We cook and we sustenance and love.
Right, love that.
So in a place that is conducive of that, it's a beautiful thing.
This is just a real nice cube, a watermelon salad. Okay, so we've got that going on. And this is going to go with the wings. So I think, you know, we've got some nice textures and colors going here.
Yeah, sure. Some clean, crisp watermelon, some spicy wings.
Exactly. So
Sliced jalapeno.
Yeah, I got to have a little bit going on there. Okay, a little bit of lime juice going in there.
Lime juice goes in the party.
as well as some diced yellow peppers.
Yellow pepper.
We've got some red pepper going on here somewhere a little bit. Some capers.
Get a little bit of brine, a little bit of salt.
Exactly, the whole deal in there. And get that going on in
That's
there.
a good looking jalapeno.
Ain't it? Carefully measure the salt all the time.
I see that is the exact right amount.
Always got to measure that.
That looks so fresh, so good, so nice, so light.
A little bit of olive oil going
Just to bring
on
it
there.
together.
Yep. And then we'll get a little bit of a mix.
If I had a piece of feta cheese lying around, that wouldn't be terrible
Oh
either.
my God. That'd be a nice thing.
Wow, you've inspired me for tonight's dinner, Chef.
Yeah, all right.
I'm having watermelon salad tonight.
Yeah, that looks good.
I love okra. I think it's one of those things that you either love it or hate it.
Right?
Yeah.
You got that slime going sometimes.
Right, so we're actually gonna roast this in a really high oven. And one of the secrets too with okra is, and I wanted to take a couple of the larger pieces to show you, trying to use the small okra has the less slime in it. And so those are the most tender. The bigger they get, although they may be pretty, they tend to get really fibrous and tough. So you always want to try and pick them out to be the smallest when you're using them. But a technique like this, roasting or grilling, very high heat and very quickly, doesn't leave as much of that slime that people are kind of turned off by.
That's a great tip.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna throw this in the oven. Yep, you're fine.
After watching you for so many weeks on social media, it's nice to actually be alongside you.
Right.
Chef Alan does some incredible tutorials online. You should check them out.
Oh, thank you.
Really takes the time to teach you technique with some incredible ingredients that you can get from South Florida, and many of the same ingredients that you can get right here in the kitchen. This beautiful community kitchen was Feeding South Florida.
So, you know, it's all about color and texture. So the onions, I want them to caramelize a little bit with the apples. The peppers and the zucchini, kind of want to bring that together. So we've got some really nice flavors there. I'm actually going to steal some herb. Okay, so when you can do herbs, it's all about a little bit of aromatic. Just going to go on there.
Now, Chef, if you don't have fresh, can you use dried on something like this?
Absolutely, absolutely. So this one I'm going to put into the hot oven.
Okay.
Actually, if you can open up the
this
lower
side
oven.
here? Lower?
The lower, yep.
25. There we go. Woo, that's throwing off some heat.
Good, and then this one's going to go on the top oven. And I'm going to hold on, you're working there. I got you working.
I'm opening doors for you, Chef.
Open it.
I'm opening doors for
I
you.
love that. That's so important to have doors open.
There we go. The wings coming out with that cast iron.
All right, just to turn them over. Got some beautiful flavor going
Looking
on
delicious.
there.
The color is beautiful. The smell, the aromatics that Chef put on there, really intense.
Okay.
And basically just flipping, getting ready to go back in the oven.
Yeah,
for
now
that
I'm
second
gonna,
side.
and I'm actually gonna put it into the hotter oven now. So we're gonna go down to the
Okay.
bottom oven.
Let's go back down. Here we go.
All right, this is the kickoff. You've got three absolutely incredible South Florida chefs worldwide, but here in South Florida, representing South Florida, in your joint, feeding South Florida. How do you feel?
What better way to fire up this kitchen than with these three amazing chefs? I mean, I feel bad for the people watching this that they can't actually smell what's going on in here. It smells amazing. I mean, the food, their expertise, their skills, it's just amazing to watch. It's beautiful.
You know, every chef here has, I've stopped at every station. And the amazing thing is they're each unique to themselves, right? The food that Timon is cooking is Timon's food. The food that Lindsay is cooking is Lindsay's food. And the food that Chef Alan's cooking is Chef Alan's food. It's like you can take a kid out of the Brooklyn, but you can't take the Brooklyn out of the kid. You take a chef out of their kitchen, you put them anywhere, they feel comfort, and they go right to what they know.
It's like music, right? You got country, you got blues, you got rock and roll, you got crooners, but they work together.
Crooners, thank you.
They work together. They're bringing their music, and it's just a beautiful sheet of music, and the families are going to benefit.
Yeah, you know, the families, you know, and here's the thing, and I've been saying this, I like everybody to understand. Sure, these chefs are amazing. You see them on TV, you hear them on the radio, well, at least this one. But more importantly, they're great cooks. And all you need to do is grab this box, go to YouTube, go to Instagram, check out Chef Alan, Timon, Lindsay, see what they do. You can see how they do it. They'll teach you how to do it in your home with this box. Feed your family for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 meals out of one of these boxes and be amazing at it.
No, absolutely. And these are basic ingredients that you can find at home, basic ingredients that we have in our meal boxes that we shared earlier. This is easy to prepare, and it's a healthy way to do this, and it's extremely delicious.
That's what we're talking about, feeding South Florida. All right, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is time when the community kitchen starts to be a little bit more communitized and we start eating. Lindsay, tell us what you got here.
Yeah, so this is the shakshuka that we use the fresh tomatoes, the different types of bell peppers, some spices, kale, chickpeas, and then we poach the eggs inside of it, and we just finished it with a little cilantro. This is our kind of dinner Cobb salad. We've got some chopped romaine, some fresh tomatoes, some of the grilled chicken breasts that I just heated up in the oven with some lemon zest and olive oil. We got some roasted okra, some fresh green beans, and hard-boiled eggs.
Those eggs look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And then I took a couple of the eggs that weren't so pretty, you know, it happens to all of us, right? And made a little bit of egg salad and did it on toast with some of the innards of the celery leaf and some fresh radishes.
That's good over there. Awesome. That looks really nice. I love that celery touch. It's really good. How about you, Chef Alan? Tell me what we won.
So I've got the chicken breast here, which we roasted with fennel seed and lemon. And then underneath is a kale quinoa with roasted onions, apples, zucchini, and peppers with a little fresh herb on that. So that's really nice. Then I took the wings and we did some hot honey barbecue wings with that, with a watermelon avocado salad. So again, just kind of really working with colors and textures and flavor, you know, any time of the day.
And then Chef Timon, run us through what you got here.
Well, we took the Chef Alan's chicken thighs, we deboned them and cooked them in a curry with a lot of the summer vegetables in there, finished it with some citrus, and we served that with a brown rice pilaf. We took the rice leftovers, used a little bit of the imperfect chopped up parts of the chicken thigh and made a little bit of a fried rice that you have here. Just very simple, very easy.
Beautiful. Ralph, I don't know, this is going to be one kitchen that's got a lot of living up to do. This being the first meal cooking out of this kitchen.
Let me tell you, this is, the great thing about it is, I don't know if you noticed, Randy, right over here, there's already happened to go containers. And I plan on scooping all this jack up for myself on the way out the door. Feeding South Florida starts with me.
All right, well, let's fill some of those containers.
All right, let's get to it. Well, you know, this is the amazing thing, right? These are the first inaugural meals to come out of this community kitchen. And I can say that I am totally thrilled to be a part of it. The chefs were amazing, what they've done. The facility is amazing. I wish you a million meals more.
Thank you very much, and thank you to the chefs for coming out and participating. We appreciate these meals. Our families appreciate these meals. Randy, Chef Ralph, thank you so much for coming out and emceeing and for helping prepare these meals.
Great. What an honor, what a pleasure. Thank you. And thank you to all the people behind the scenes. The vast amount of talent that it took, the compassion, the drive, the tenacity to build this beautiful facility. Thanks, guys. Incredible.
All right, so Randy, this is a pretty good haul. I mean, we worked for our supper a little bit, but
we really did.
Good.
A hell of a bounty, I'd say.
Yeah,
incredible.
For sure. The chefs, absolutely amazing. Paco and his team, absolutely amazing. The kitchen, absolutely amazing.
Over the top. The ingenuity behind the menu, the incredible ingredients that were provided by Publix and Publix charities, the fact that we have great sponsors like Mayors and DCA for Health, incredible people behind it all, to be able to bring this home, really something special.
For real. And again, I can tell you underneath this mask, I speak of myself and Randy, we're smiling ear to ear. I am happy just to be invited here to witness this in person. I'm glad you got to see it.
I'm right with you, Ralph. Thanks so much. Great being a partner of yours. And thank you very much, Feeding South Florida, for this incredible community kitchen. It's going to bring great blessings for people for years to come. Thank you.
And to 1 million meals more.